Picture this: a global soccer legend, known for his flashy cars, million-dollar mansions, and record-breaking goals, walks past a homeless veteran begging on a cold street corner. What happens next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about fame, kindness, and humanity. You've seen him on TV, scoring goals that defy physics, flexing muscles that look like they were carved from stone. Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, isn't just a soccer player. He's an icon, a brand, a name recognized in every corner of the globe. But what happens when the man who has everything comes face to face with someone who has nothing? It was a chilly evening in Manchester, the city where it all began for him. The streets were quiet, except for the occasional car zooming by. Ronaldo had just left a swanky restaurant after signing autographs and taking selfies with fans. He didn't know it yet, but tonight wasn't going to be about fame or fortune. It was going to be about something far greater. As Ronaldo stepped out onto the sidewalk, something caught his eye: a figure sitting alone on a bench across the street. It was a woman, her face weathered by time and hardship, wrapped in a tattered blanket that barely shielded her from the biting cold. Next to her was a small cardboard sign that read, "Homeless Veteran. Anything helps." Most people passed her by without a second glance, lost in their own worlds. But not Ronaldo. He froze mid-step, his sharp eyes locked on the woman. For a moment, he just stood there, staring. Maybe it was the word veteran that struck a chord with him. Someone who had once served and sacrificed for others, now reduced to sleeping on park benches. Or maybe it was simply the raw humanity of the moment. Without saying a word, Ronaldo crossed the street. The few fans still lingering nearby noticed and started whispering among themselves. Was he going to give her an autograph? Snap a quick photo? No one expected what came next. Ronaldo didn't stop at the bench. Instead, he walked straight to a nearby cafe that was still open. Through the window, people could see him talking to the staff, gesturing back toward the woman. Minutes later, he emerged with 2 steaming cups of coffee and a bag stuffed with food, sandwiches, pastries, even fruit. But he wasn't done yet. He approached the woman slowly, crouching down to her level so they were face to face. "Hi," he said softly, his Portuguese accent unmistakable. "I brought you something warm." She looked up, startled at first, then confused as she realized who was speaking to her. Tears welled up in her eyes as Ronaldo handed her the coffee and the bag of food. "Thank you," she whispered hoarsely, clutching the items like they were lifelines. But here's the part that shocked everyone watching: Ronaldo didn't walk away. He sat down beside her on the cold bench, ignoring the stares from passers-by. They talked quietly for nearly half an hour about her life, her struggles, her time in the military. By the end, the woman was smiling faintly, and Ronaldo had tears in his own eyes. When Ronaldo finally stood up to leave, he didn't just walk away like most people expected. Before leaving, he reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. He dialed a number and started speaking urgently in Portuguese. No one knew who was on the other end of the call, or what Ronaldo was planning. But it was clear this wasn't over. The next day, news broke that a mysterious donor had paid off the woman's medical bills, secured her temporary housing, and arranged job training programs through a local veterans charity. The only clue: a single Instagram post from Ronaldo later that night, a photo of the woman smiling faintly, with the caption, "True heroes don't always wear capes." To this day, no one knows exactly how much Ronaldo spent or how many strings he pulled to make it happen. But one thing is certain: this act of kindness proved that behind the fame and fortune lies a man who hasn't forgotten where he came from, or the power of giving back. If this story touched your heart as much as it touched mine, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Moments like these remind us that even the biggest stars can show us the simplest acts of kindness make the biggest difference. But here's my question for you: what would you have done if you were in Ronaldo's shoes? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and don't forget to subscribe because stories like this are just the beginning. There's so much more to uncover about the human side of fame, sports, and life. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.